Yo! Is your inventory looking drier than the Sahara Desert, and you want to turn your inventory to something like this? I will show you how to get started. And you won't need any good fruits stored beforehand for this method. But now I'll explain the method that I'll be talking about in this video. The method I'll be talking about in this video is called raid services. To oversimplify this method, all you have to do is carry multiple raids for people, and they will pay you a fruit in return. Which means that you'll have to be in either the second or third sea to do this method. And that's basically it. But it's a lot more complicated than that, which is why I made this video. But I'll try to make this video as short as possible to not waste your time. But other than that, let's move on to the first step you'll need to do. The setup is quite simple. Firstly, you'll need to be max level preferably. And make sure that your melee and defense stats are maxed out. Next, you'll need to use the Buddha fruit, and the Awaken Z move of the Buddha fruit. You'll need the Awakened Buddha fruit due to its defense buffs, and massive range. And last but not least, you'll need to use a fighting style. The best fighting styles to use are either Water Kung Fu, if you're a beginner, or Sharkman Karate if you're more advanced. And the reason why you should use a fighting style is so you can spam your attacks easily, and do a lot of damage quickly. Fighting styles also utilize Buddha's longer reach. Now that we're finished with the setup, we can move on to the next step of this video. For this step, you'll need to make the text that you're gonna advertise to people. The text should look something like this. Your text must have the prices for your raid services, and some rules that your customers must follow. One rule that you must have if you're doing raid services is not going first. Which means that the other person must pay you first before you carry their raids. But if you don't want to spend ages writing your text, then you can copy my template in the description. It should have everything you need written down. Now that we're done with the text, we'll move on to the advertising part of our service. But in order to advertise our service, we'll need to use a website called Discord, or if you're on mobile you'll need to install the Discord app. But once you have Discord loaded up, you'll need to join a Blox Fruits related server. It can be a YouTuber server, or the official Blox Fruits Discord server. And once you've joined a server, you'll need to go to the Raids channel, or something similar to it. This is the place where you advertise your service. Keep on pasting your text, and wait till someone DMs you. But we'll move on to the next step of the video. Once someone DMs you, they will most likely tell you their offer first. It's up to you if you want to take the offer. But if you don't like their offer, you can try to negotiate with them. Don't be scared of rejecting or negotiating with someone. But once you and your customer can agree on a price, you should add your customer on Roblox, and meet up in a game. Now, let's move on to the next step of this method. If your message has "not going first" in it, or something similar, your customer will most likely have seen it. Which means that when you guys meet up in Blox Fruits, they will most likely trade you the fruit first and put their trust in you. Make sure to remind them to pay first while you're in-game, just in case they forget. But once they give you the fruit, we can move on to the next step of this method. Now once you're done with the payment stuff, you are going to make your way to the raid place. And before you do the raids, make sure that both of you guys set your home near the raid place, so yous won't have to spend time going back there. But once you have all of that covered, we'll actually move on to the raids part. The raids should be pretty simple and straightforward with your setup. The only two raids that are difficult to do are the Buddha and Dough raids. So you'll have to play more cautious when doing those raids. In fact, the hardest part about the raids most of the time is probably the time it'll take to finish them all. On average, it will take 5 to 6 minutes to finish a raid. So that means in total, it will take you an hour to finish 10 raids. But once you finish all of the raids, we can move on to the final step of this video. After finishing the raids, you are going to ask for a vouch from your customer in DMs. Here are some examples of vouches that I gathered from other people. And your customer's vouch should be similar to those examples. But once they give you a vouch, you can either screenshot the vouch, or you can take a video of them writing the vouch. And after that, you can add vouches 1 in your text. You can increase it as you gain more vouches from other people. Now you can rinse and repeat this method. And it will be much easier to get a customer since you've already gotten a vouch from someone. But that is the end of this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment any more tips you have for this method. This is how you get from absolutely broke to absolutely rich. But anyways guys, Floppish out. And sorry for not uploading, I was on holiday.